Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyler with the Budget Marksman, and I'm here today with a little update on the Mosin Nagant. I finally got to go shoot it. I was pretty stoked because the rifle range had been flooded out for a couple weeks, and surprisingly, it dried out a little bit quicker than everybody thought it would, and we got to go shoot. So I had two different types of ammo. One was Monarch 185 grain steel case, and the other was some Silvertip light ball surplus. I'm not sure of the country of origin. I'm actually going to be going back to the same gun shop later today to get some more of the ammo because it shot very well, a lot better than the Monarch did, in my opinion. Some of the shots weren't the best because of me as a shooter. I'm still getting used to the sights and things of that nature on the Mosin. The trigger's really not that bad, so I'm not going to blame the trigger at all, but I will be getting a gun vise soon. So first up, we had a few groups with the Monarch, and as you can see there, this is at 50 yards, and it was shooting high and right. This was the first group I shot with the rifle, and it shot high and right, wasn't too bad. The kind of diagonal group there towards the middle is the second group, and I had adjusted with Kentucky windage, just kind of guesstimating where I needed to hold to try and get closer to center, but not the best groups at 50 yards. This is the first 7 rounds I had shot out of this rifle, and I was pretty disappointed. I did have one flyer, but I called that, so you know, we can negate that impact, but this is, I think, you know, kind of roundabout typical accuracy with a Mosin, with an ammo that it doesn't necessarily like. I'm not saying Monarch's bad. Maybe my rifle just doesn't like it that much. Next up, I shot a group with the Silvertip at 50 yards, and I wasn't very happy with the way that I was shooting, and I ended up not keeping the target. But I went back, I shot the SKS for a second, I took my time, took a breath, and I came back to the Mosin Nagant and shot what I felt was a very good group. I couldn't see the target as I was shooting. I was just sending rounds down range, and then I would have to go down and look at the target. So I called this as a pretty good group, and turns out it was, and the ammo didn't disappoint. That is another group at 50 yards. That's the Silvertip, and this is the kind of accuracy that I was looking for. That's a 2-inch group at 50 yards. Not too terribly bad. Like I said, I'm still getting used to the sights on this thing, and I'll probably make another video here shortly about my first impressions of shooting it and how my next steps in trying to fit the gun to me and also make it shoot a little bit better. Moving on out, ignore the group up here. That was the SKS. I punched out to 100 yards and got this group with the Silvertip, and I had shot a few rounds of Monarch, I believe, right before I shot this in pretty quick succession, so the barrel was getting hot. Now, I'm not sure if that's what caused it to kind of string upwards, but you know, still not a bad group. I think that's 4 inches, somewhere around 4 inches, maybe 3 3/4, something like that, at 100 yards. Not too terribly bad. That's something that I feel like I can work with and improve upon. So the rifle is doing what it's supposed to do, and I'm pretty happy about that. The last little bit was 100 yards as well, and those were 2 rounds out of 4 from Monarch at 100 yards, and these 2 bullet holes very close together is not in any way indicative of what you could expect. I think these 2 touching were a fluke because the other 2 were off target, way up there, pretty far apart. So don't think that you're going to get sub-MOA groups at 100 yards like that. This was the silver tip, and I felt like this was a pretty good group. Uh, the conditions weren't that great. The lighting was a little weird, and I think my biggest struggle with this rifle is the sights. I've shot iron sights plenty of times before. I grew up shooting iron sights, but something about them seems a little off. The front sight post, looking at it just normally, it looks straight. When I'm looking at it through the rear sight, it seems like the top tip curves to the right. And I think it's just my eye and the way I'm looking through the sights. But that's something that I'm going to try and figure out and give you all the information that I found out about it. But that right there, you see we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 at 100 yards with that surplus silver tip. And again, not too terribly bad. I think that this group could have been a little bit tighter if I'd been shooting better. And we're going to continue to put some ammo through this thing until I get used to it. I'm comfortable with it enough to where I think I've mastered it in its stock form. But we'll be doing some more videos on it, trying to get some more ammo through it. I'm probably not going to shoot the Monarch again, but I think I will keep shooting that silver tip surplus ammo because it performed very well and it's cheap. And that's kind of the whole point of this channel. So thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great day.